everyone. Hi. How is everyone? Let me see here. Hey, Reagan. Hey, Sue. Yeah, I know. Yes, we have to meet halfway. Yes. Oh my God, it's going to be so awesome. Hey, Clearview. Hi, Steve. We're probably most likely be laying down listening. I bet you are. Hey there. Okay. Hey, Christy. Hey, Lisa. Just Lisa. Nice look. Thank you. I was having fun today. I had today off, so I had a good day. Hey, Heather, Christine. So, hi, Autistic Shill. Hi, Steffi. I'm under the influence. Yay! Yeah, I'm working on it. I have a cocktail going right now, but I just started, so I don't think I'm gonna have more than one. It's a little sweet too. It's a chocolate raspberry martini because, like, I need to get a better selection of liquor, but I had pretty much the right ingredients for that, but it's very sweet. I don't know. I wanted something more refreshing tonight. I should have made a margarita. Damn it. Really want a margarita now. Oh well. So yeah, I don't have a whole lot planned for tonight either. I just wanted to go live. I wanted to talk. I wanted to catch up on things, Katie, and I think that's it. There's something else I want to talk about too, but I don't remember what it was now. I think I had to do it, Katie, though. I don't remember. All right. Anyway, moving on. So I looked at her Instagram earlier, and she's funny. So she says, as of 2 hours ago, I will be sharing my email exchange with Kody Brown's misogynist brothers this week. Like, okay, here's the thing. Okay, so I looked up his brothers. I looked up their podcast or social media. No one's following. No one knows of them. Like, they have no. I don't want to sit here and say like no one cares or they have no audience. I mean, they don't have a big following on social media. I'll leave it at that. When it comes to their podcast, I honestly don't really know, but their social media is showing a very small following. She's making this out to be something huge. Like, no one cares, right? But I wanted to update that after I emailed them a 20-page research thesis email. Okay. I don't think we needed the email at the end there because you just said you emailed this to them. A 20-page thesis or research thesis. Wow. You know, when she went to college, like, really? Like, she sent, okay, again, I explained this last night and I'm going to reiterate what I envision in my head when it comes to her talking about how she said this 20-page thing or whatever. I'm reminded of Friends where it's Ross and it's Rachel, and Rachel, they're talking about getting back together after after they were on a break. And she wrote him a letter and she was quizzing him, asking him about things in the letter. And he's like, yeah, uh-huh. And he's like that because he fell asleep reading it because it was 20 pages front and back, you know? That's what I picture this thesis being, like 20 pages front and back, but it's a thesis, yo. It's a thesis. Okay. They have rescinded their offer to have me on their podcast. No shit. I don't think your thesis had to do with that. I think you just kind of being a bitch had to do with that. My email included statistics and facts that prove that women are more at risk of assault, violence, and physical abuse than men by a long shot. Who the fuck needs to be fucking shown proof of that by now? I feel like they didn't really need proof of that. I feel like that wasn't their argument, but that's just me. I digress. I forgot to mention to them that their brother is a deadbeat dad. and doesn't pay child support when they argued that men don't win custody of their kids. But 20 pages front and back. How did you forget something? Front and back. Kody would have to be on the birth certificate and actually file for custody, which he hasn't, by the way. At the end of my thesis, like tell us again how it's a fucking thesis. I let them know that I donate money to nonprofits that help victims of abuse and crimes, and that I donate to Holding Out Help, which helps people escape polygamy. My last line was asking them what Kody spends his money on to help anyone but himself. They responded today that I'm not invited on their podcast anymore, which is not something I ever considered doing. I only emailed them because I knew they were baiting me. You're all up for that bait, weren't you? That baiting. I'm sorry. That's gross. I realized how they sounded coming out, and I did kind of mean it sound like that, but I didn't think it through. I didn't think the thought through, and I kind of felt like balls there for a second. So, but I didn't say the C word, so we're good. Apparently asking about Kody's greed and imploring them to consider their nieces and nephews push them over the edge. We aren't going to be besties. She's loving this, right? She's loving that she thinks she got under the skin of these men who are men. She's loving that she had an effect on them. Or she thinks she did, rather. I don't know if she really did or not. More later. Oh, yay. There's more to come. Great. Awesome. So glad I'm here for that. I thought that there were more comments than that. I know that there were. Am I missing something here? Oh, maybe not. Okay. I wonder if she deleted them. Okay. Well, maybe not. Interesting, huh? Here, look. I didn't pull up her Facebook though yet. Let me do that now. Oh, fuck you. What? Where the hell did that come from? I gotta take a screenshot of that. I don't know what the hell to make of that. Okay. All right, that's loading. All right, I'm gonna go back here though for a second. Let's see. Hey, Teresa. Hey, Bill I. I'm still gonna call you Bill I. I don't know. Hey, Meg. Oh, I already said hi to Megan. Oh no, I did. Hey, Megan. Hi. Hi, Lily. I don't think I said hi to you. Hey, Randa. All right. So let's see here on her Facebook update here. wonder what the edit history in this is, if any. Oh, okay. Oh, see, this is how many people care about it. There's 3 people who commented on this shit. Like, what a shocking twist. Men being called out on their BS. Yeah, like, okay. Oh, okay, here we go. All right. So for anyone who's been wondering how it is Kody is going to make herself part of the story regarding Republicans and Trump and this whole, you know, his whole trial and everything. Well, here you go. Here is how this is going to be all about Kody now, and how she has every right to speak up on this matter because she was the one who was harmed here. Like, no one else, really. At least not as much as she was. So facts. I remember learning in high school that all fascist leaders and communist dictators discredit the media and push out propaganda to promote their narrative. They work to suppress the media and the free press. Yeah. They work to suppress Kody. Assaults on the press, assaults on Kody is an assault on democracy. So an assault on Kody is like an assault on democracy. Mm-hmm. Under the U.S. Constitution, First Amendment, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press or the right of the people peacefully to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. God, that was such a well-worded sentence. Like, I loved reading that. That was fun to read. It was so well-worded and just written. Nobody writes like that anymore, especially not Kody Troy. The press and the people have a right under the law to express their grievances with the government, and the press has a duty to report fraud, corruption, and crimes within the government. Today, millions of Americans believe fiction over facts and distrust the facts of the unbiased media due to years of brainwashing by Donald Trump. I do agree that millions of Americans believe fiction over facts. I do think, though, that the media has kind of earned much of their distrust, sadly. But we do have safeguards in place for people to easily learn whether or not a specific media source is deemed trustworthy or not, or if they're more of a propaganda mouthpiece. So I'm going to just point that out. Because it's amazing some of the shit people are believing. Like that whole Sound of Freedom movie. Like, oh my God, it's so fucking. All right, I'm not going to get into that right now. That'll be at a later date. Oh, but it will be at a later date. Trump has repeatedly called the press disgusting and corrupt for reporting negative stories about him. Hitler labeled the media that wrote unfavorable stories about the Nazis the lying press. I don't know how to say that in German. Oh, wow, there's only 6 comments on this post. That's usually her Trump attacks or assaults or whatever usually generate more comments on her shit. I love this person for correcting her. Like, it doesn't really matter if it was Joseph or Hitler. I mean, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't fucking matter. I mean, it might as well, if it was used by one, it might as well have been used by the other two, you know? But I just love this person who has to jump in there and correct her. That's funny. That's so funny. Oh, here we go. Please listen. The laws apply to everyone except Kody. Without a crystal ball, Kody does not care who breaks the law. Oh, no, she cares. She cares. When a former president is charged with over 70 felonies in multiple cases, we will cover this situation. Seriously, though, I'm got to say it. If it were Obama, she would not be wanting to cover that. She wouldn't be. I'll be honest. I wouldn't want to be talking about it either, I'll be honest. And I don't even really care for Obama all that much. But it's just, I don't know. I just feel like there are some good things Obama did, and something like this would be casting a shadow. And I feel like it would kind of take away from any positive things about his presidency. But anyway, that's just my theory. I do think she would not be talking about it, though. Donald Trump was a reality star that was on The Apprentice, which made him so popular that American voted him into office. One American voted him into office. A reality TV star became president and broke the law. He's the only president to ever be indicted, ever. Is that true? It could be. I don't know. If any other president had done what he did, they would have been arrested. That I got to agree with. Trump has indoctrinated and brainwashed his followers to believe that he's the only answer. Everyone is out to get him. The media is false and lying. Everything is fake news. Deflection to his rivals is standard, and facts do not matter. The only thing I disagree with there is that it's not Trump alone. Like, Trump has played his hand in that, sure, but it's been a whole team of people behind Trump or whatever, I think. I mean, well, we know it. We know there has been, like, a lot of the same people who exploited the whole QAnon LARP and everything. I mean, is it General Flynn? Is that his name? I think no, wait, is it the general? Oh, shit, this is going to bother me. I learned something very interesting about him today. He had kind of created a Facebook group for mothers of allegedly vaccine injured kids, or whose kids had autism, I think it was, maybe. But he was like in charge or hosting this Facebook group for these mothers. And he was kind of like just feeding the narrative, like, it's people like that who've been pushing this whole narrative. It hasn't just been Trump, but it's the people you don't know about behind the scenes that have been doing this. Trump was just the front man or something. Yeah, Flynn, it was? Okay. Oh, thank you. Oh my God, who sent me the hair bows? It was Smearcat, wasn't it? I think. Oh, I'm such an asshole, I can't remember. Does the sticker say anything? No, because I have the sticker still. Almost positive it was Smearcat. She sent me the bows with a sticker, and yeah, it's a really nice gift. But yeah, okay, so there was a Facebook group or whatever, and it didn't have like a whole lot of families in there or a whole lot of mothers, but it had I don't know, a bunch, a group, whatever. And Mike Flynn was in there and kind of just helping to feed the narrative and everything. And I think probably just tracking the progression of the narrative too, even. But yeah, a lot of these people are behind the anti-vax movement too. And one other thing I've learned is who's been funding the anti-vaxxing movement. You think Kody Joy, with her platform going after cults, or religious cults rather, and her history of, speaking up for kids regarding vaccines and whatnot, you think that she would set her focus and sights on this group, especially since she admires Leah Remini so much. You think that she would go after Scientology for this, right? But she won't. She's been asked this time and time again why she doesn't also take up the fight or whatever against Scientology. And she says it all the time. Like, the information's already out there. What more can she add to the story? Well, maybe it's not about you adding something new to the story. Maybe it's about you just helping to support the fight, right? And make a difference. But all right, I digress, because you know what? I don't make a difference with my channel. I know that. So why am I expecting that of others? Exactly, Billy Martin. Yeah, exactly. That's what I've been saying. Sound of Freedom is the new Pizzagate. It's the beginning of a new election season. So get ready. Yep. And I think this one's going to be a doozy too. I'm just going to say it right now. I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong. And it pains me to think that this might be right. But I'm predicting the winner of the presidential race right now. And I'm predicting it to be RFK Jr. And I don't like that. Not even a little bit. but I don't see how this wave coming for us is going to be defeated, really. And by us, I mean us as Americans. I don't see how this wave coming to control and dominate people's thoughts and opinions. I don't see how people are going to be able to withstand much of it. So, or avoid it or counteract it or whatever. Thank you, Teresa, by the way, for saying I look pretty. Thank you. Anyway, okay. Let me go back here. Oh, no, wait, I'm on Facebook. That's right. My phone. Oh, okay. All right, so I watched an interview last night with a historical scholar who described the U.S. in the midst of an existential crisis where the choices between those that believe in democracy and those that want an authoritarian dictator. Every single witness interviewed by the grand jury in Trump's January 6, 2021 case was Republican. 87 Republican witnesses testified against him. Every witness in the documents case is also a Republican. Democrats are not witnesses nor involved in the cases. This is not political. It is criminal. I do agree with that. It's trying to be rebrandish and sold to people paying attention as though it's political, but it's not. I think that it's finally not political. I think it's been political up until this point. That's why it's taken so long. I will not stop reporting on Trump and his cult following of extremists. Trump embraces white supremacist groups and uses them to do his dirty work. Again, not just Trump. Trump is not a Republican. He is a psychopath that only cares about himself. If Biden did what Trump did, I would report it too. But Biden nor any other U.S. president have done anything comparable. What? The only other U.S. president that came close was Richard Nixon. Pretty sure there's other presidents who came close. Maybe even closer than Richard Nixon, but I don't feel like that's worthy. I won't be silenced to stop reporting on a cult leader who was a reality star because both of those topics are covered here. Hardly. I mean, she doesn't cover all reality shows. She just covers the ones where she gets to pretty much lead a hate mob against someone for some deplorable reason. And yeah, Trump does fit the bill there, sure. What the hell? Why did that move over? That's so weird. What? Where's Barry Schmidt's comment? Our democracy will never be the same if, heaven forbid, he is elected president. He will give himself dictatorship power, punish anyone who disagrees with him, and do away with the Constitution. He has already said that he will do so. Everyone needs to get out and vote him out. We mean vote him out. Who are you talking about? Does this person realize that Trump is not in office right now? Or vote him out, unless she's talking about Biden? Vote him out. The idea that someone in jail could be president is unbelievable. That needs to be changed. I hope Joe Biden wants to ban certainly. What? Oh, whatever. Let's see. I'm sorry. If a president did want to ban like these, these light bulbs that are not energy efficient and are not nearly as safe, I'm not going to be too upset about that. So long as the price difference isn't, too extreme or whatever, because then it could really seem like a cash grab. But where did he say he would do away with the Constitution and needed to drag home? Whatever. Okay. Okay. I feel like that this is a little bit of hyperbole. There's plenty of harm that Trump has done and plenty of harm that he could still absolutely do if in office again. But to say that he said he was going to do away with the Constitution, like as if he had this power to just come in and grab the document and rip it up and that's the end of that shit. I mean, there's steps that need to be taken. And there's the amount of steps and the massive steps that would need to be taken cannot be done, in my opinion, in 4 years or less. Because if he is president, again, then he's not going to be able to serve, or he's not going to be able to have another term besides one more. I mean, the maximum number of years a person can serve as president is actually 10 years, but it's 2 full terms. And the 2-year difference comes in as if like that person was vice president and the president was either assassinated or resigned or impeached or whatever, with like 2 years or less remaining in their term. And then the vice president would take over for the 2 years or less. And then after that, the vice president could run, or new president could run for 2 more terms. But that's it. So, I mean, Trump missed out on his 2-year vice president, whatever thing. So the most he could serve again is 4 more years. That's it. 1 term. I mean, don't get me wrong. He shouldn't win. He's not going to win, but still. And I say he should have won, not because he has different politics than I do. I don't give a shit about that. But just because, well, he is looking at quite a few indictments right now. This would not be a wise choice, in my opinion. What the All right. Okay, the cult of Trump, whatever. Okay. The leader is always right. Signs of a cult leader. The leader is always right. Okay. All right, let's play a game. With each I don't know. With each description or little tidbit here I read off, put a 1 in the chat if you think it's mostly or entirely pertains to Trump. Put a 2 in the chat if you think it mostly or entirely pertains to Katie Joy. Put a 3 in the chat if you think they're one and the same. So, first tenet, the leader is always right. Go ahead, put your numbers in. I gotta pull that chat up. Hey there, hi guy. See, as far as what party RFK Jr. would be running with, I think he might actually be able to win on an independence ticket. I think it by and large, for him to win or have a shot on a third party ticket would really come down to whomever it is the Democrats choose to run, assuming that the Republicans would run with Trump. I don't know. But because I don't know if he beat Trump. Actually, I don't think the Republicans are going to be able to run anyone up against RFK Jr. successfully. Maybe Trump, but besides Trump, which let's face it, I don't think Trump's going to be picked here. I don't see who they could run that would appease their own party masses really over RFK Jr. because RFK Jr. is just that kind of Democrat that would appeal to all of Trump's voters and many other in the Republican Party. Because, like, I really think he's not only just like a Democrat in name, mostly, not entirely, but mostly. He's already aligning with these groups, these fringe groups, and just other grassroots groups and political groups or whatever, PACs or whatever. He's already aligning with them. He's already appeasing to them. He's already won their favor for the most part. The only ones he's still working on are the Republican Party and the Democrat Party, because the Democrats don't want him. You're right. But I think if the Democrats don't find someone else who's going to appeal more than him, more than he does, I think they might settle for him. I mean, if it comes down to the Democrats pushing another nominee who has no shot in hell, really, of winning, or very little shot in hell, or pushing RFK Jr., I think they're going to pick RFK Jr. DeSantis and Trump. I don't know. I don't know all too much about DeSantis. I should know more about. I don't like. I mean, I haven't been political for quite a few years now. Like, I purposely been that way. But like RFK Jr., the only reason why I know so much about him is because he's one of the biggest major anti-vaxxers in the whole movement. Yeah, I know. I know Nixon was indicted and taken. I know, and yeah, I get that. But I mean, I'm looking at like what crimes that presidents were accused of committing, even if it didn't come down to an indictment, but like serious risk of an indictment or whatever. Like, I mean, like Reagan's administration kind of jumps up at me more than Nixon. I mean, the whole Watergate thing, it was breaking into the DNC basically and lying about it and shit and trying to, provide cover. I mean, to my knowledge, that's the gist of it anyways. Where Reagan, I mean, they had the whole Iran-Contra hearings, and I mean, that alone, we're still feeling the effects of that shit, Yeah, I think he's been too anti-gun. But let's not forget, like Trump was pro-choice for the majority of his adult life in the media. Anytime he was asked about it, that's what he said. I mean, he was about as Democrat as any other liberal throughout those years, until he ran for president. Then his shit flipped. Whether or not he meant it, either turn. I don't know which time he was genuine, or if he just really doesn't give a shit and he'll just say whatever the masses want to hear. I don't know. But I mean, that's what they do. That's what politicians do. They latch on to whatever issue is the issue of the day, and they latch on to whatever side's going to give them the most votes, until they don't have to. Then maybe they might take an honest stance. But even that honest stance is totally up for profit or up to be bought, really. Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be interesting, though, that's for sure. It's definitely going to be interesting. And I don't think that this is going to be a good or fun or exciting, interesting. I think it's going to be heartbreaking for some people. I don't know. Not that the last Trump election wasn't or whatever. Sure it was, but I think this one's going to be worse. Exactly, Kentucky girl. I could not concur with a comment more than yours right there. I feel the two parties are just wings of the same vulture. Exactly. And part of that, I think, in my opinion, is the shitty outcome from having just like two parties for the most part. I mean, there's more than just right or left or up or down. And there's a whole middle ground, and there's a lot of issues too that's at the forefront of everyone's minds. That to have just two options really for each side to fall on each issue is just a big, huge waste of time and stupid. I mean, but that's what happens though when you have just two parties. Really, you have two options. We need more options. I think. I think that's the first step. Nixon was impeached, or no, he resigned. He was impeached and he resigned, right? Or he was going to be impeached. Like the votes were favorable for impeachment, but he resigned before impeachment could happen. Even had a Communist Party. Yeah, right up until McCarthy was, running things there. See, I don't think our country's falling apart, but I hear what you're saying. Like, it worries me, because like things are just getting way too intense, I think, regarding this. And everyone's ready to die in any and every hill. It's scary. But I don't. Sometimes, how it is, I feel like, and this is going to be a very huge oversimplification of things. I agree. But it almost feels like when you're with your partner, okay, and you live with your partner, and you guys are just getting on each other's nerves like fucking crazy, and you're gearing up for it, and you know it's coming, and you kind of need it, just that big, huge screaming match at each other that lasts like an hour or two, or whatever, and you just let it all out, and then afterwards you cry and you make up, and everything's just nice and peaceful for a while again. I feel like that's where we're at. We're gearing up for that big, huge fight. That's what it feels like. Like I said, I know I get it's oversimplification of matters, sure, but still. Come on. Okay. Mm-hmm. Trump was impeached after he sat out. I don't know. Huh? Katie J. so journalistic. She spells real good to write. Trump was impeached after he was out of office. I don't know. I remember there was something like that. I don't remember what it was. So I didn't. What's the point of impeaching a president after they're out of office? Are you trying to erase their presidency, everything that happened in those 4 years off the records or something? I mean, what's the point? But I do think I remember hearing something about that. All right, I'm going to go back to reading this. Okay, so I don't even know. Did people put ones and twos in here? I don't think. Oh, they did. Okay, all right. Let me go to the next one. Where is it? Let's write this one down. Come on. Oh my God, this is so annoying. Fuck you. Why can't I move the window? Okay, there we go. All right, so the second one. Now remember, 1 for Trump, 2 for Katie, 3 for both. Criticism or questioning the leader is seen as persecution and attack of the leader. I almost want to hum the Jeopardy music, but I can't hum really. I can't whistle either. Anyone else? Do you have that problem where you can't whistle? You try, but nothing comes out. It's quite annoying. I wish I could whistle. Okay, impeachment isn't about presidency. It's about breaking the law and whether to carry through with it. Okay, I get that. I mean, but wouldn't you just then indict or go for an indictment with the grand jury, like they just did? I mean, I don't understand. They hope to keep Trump from running again by impeaching him. Well, that was just stupid. I mean, I think anyone could have told him, like, if you come out, even if he's probably not even talking about it or thinking about it or seriously considering it, but the second you tell him he can't run, that's when you can just rest assured that he's gonna fucking run. Like he's like the ultimate male version of opposition defiance disorder. You tell him he can't do something, you can bet your ass he's gonna do it. All right, I want to read more about that real quick. Right, so the definition for impeachment, especially in the U.S., a charge of misconduct made against the holder of a public office. The action of calling into question the integrity or validity of something. Okay. So he wasn't in public office. Well, if he wasn't in public office when he was impeached, so then obviously, if that's the case, then the first example or first definition wouldn't apply, but the second one absolutely applies, I think. All right. It makes sense to me then. I get it. All right. Okay. All right. Where'd that go? Oh, for fuck's sake. Go away. Oh, that's why I wouldn't move. All right. Sorry. All right. 3. Anything the leader does is justifiable, no matter how harmful. Followers obsess over the leader and the group, resulting in the exclusion of all other consideration. I feel like this is describing Katie's comment section, right? The leader, group, and those they endorse are the exclusive source of truth. No other sources are acceptable or credible. What does that say? Wording has been slightly altered for brevity and clarity while retaining original meaning. All right, so where is the asterisk? Oh, it's up here. Top cult warning signs from the Cult Education Institute. Okay. That's weird. See, you can't meet in the middle, though. You can compromise, but you can't meet in the middle. Because meeting in the middle is taking one thing that's really fucked up and conceding halfway with that fucked up thing to meet the other half. I don't think you can do that. I think each side has priorities on the things that they are insisting on change the most, and you give and take on which ones each side fulfills for the other. that's about as middle I think as you can meet. I mean, how do you meet in the middle of nonsense? So, you know what I mean? Like, was it John Oliver, how he put it when he was talking about, he was, he was commentating on the idea of giving equal ground or equal time and equal consideration to anti-vax rhetoric compared to just, like, I don't know, science or whatever. And he was saying you can't give equal consideration to nonsense because considering nonsense is still considering nonsense. How do you make sense out of nonsense? You don't. And then he said, if you're considering whether or not to eat a bar of soap, do you then sit there and say, I will only eat half the bar of soap? No, you say no to eating the whole fucking bar of soap. Some shit like that. I forget exactly how he worded it, but it was right along that lines. Those lines. Where's my phone? Oh, okay. Oh, here we go. I love this page before politics became the main topic. Well, that I question you for why you love the page before politics. I think you have bigger problems than politics. All right, I digress. I'm going after someone leaving a comment and I shouldn't be doing that. I apologize. Lots of people once followed Kody. I get that. I myself I didn't like her, but I was more than happy to support her. How's he going to run to Russia into Putin's arms if he's convicted? Pretty sure Russia or Putin has his own fucking issues right now with, like, I don't know, people trying to just take over his fucking administration. I don't want to get into all these political posts here. Fuck it. All right, let me get over here. What new Duggar post? What are you talking about? Let me refresh. Okay, and can I just say, I want to comment on this. Oh, wait, I'm not even sharing the screen. My bad. Get over there. Like, I really haven't spoken up or whatever about this chick really at all in these past several years that I've been, I don't know, watching shit around here. I really haven't had an opinion. I thought that, well, maybe she's kind of a shit stirrer like Kody, maybe, but whatever. I don't care. She's not doing things like Kody, so I don't really care. And I get that a lot of people are pissed off and upset with Anna. And hey, I don't fault that. I understand that. Someone said though, what was it? I was watching Down the Rabbit Hole at bedtime. I caught like 15 minutes of her stream tonight, which is 15 minutes more than I ever catch. But I was in the car and shit listening to it, and she was talking about how, like, she was coming at Amy King here for this TikTok that Amy put up, and how she was disparaging or whatever, just coming for Anna. But what was it? She said she was reading a comment from somewhere, maybe from her chat, but the comment was, I gotta pull it up. I don't want to get this wrong because it matters to get this right. Okay, here we go. Amy Duggar without a crystal ball. It was like 13 minutes into this. That's it. Okay. All right. It's over here, I think. Damn it. Same place. No? Okay, maybe not. All right. Anyway, it was a comment, like someone left a comment saying something about how even the government or the prosecutor, actually, let me look that up. Why did that move? Okay, maybe not. They're saying the prosecutor, or whatever, had commented how detached Anna was. It is, they're making an argument for saying how Anna is at fault and how she's guilt. But in the way the comment was worded was something like she's been completely brainwashed, and even the federal government said that she how detached she was or uncaring or whatever she seemed like she was. And I sat there and I listened to this, and and down the rabbit hole at bedtime, I commented on it, and she was absolutely right. But I sat here thinking though too, I'm like, if the person who left that comment, they know that she was brainwashed, then why are they giving her shit for behaving in a way that would appease those who brainwashed her? If she's still brainwashed, isn't that how people should expect her to act? I mean, are they expecting her to just suddenly have an epiphany and break free and walk out? I mean, that's not going to happen. That wouldn't be expected of anyone, and that doesn't excuse her for any of the harm she's caused while in her brainwashed role. But I think it does kind of just give support to the fact that she can change it, with the right support, she could change it. And how many of us, I'm speaking to the females here, but also the men too. Okay. It applies to both genders or all genders, I think. How many of us have found ourselves in a relationship where we're ignoring red flags, or we're allowing treatment of ourselves beyond what we ever would have imagined we'd allow, and to some degree, that's what we're doing, whether it's to a mild degree or whether it's to a severe degree, a dangerous one. That's what we're doing. And how are we to know how, if we were in Anna's shoes, how are we to know that we wouldn't, given the same circumstances, how are we to know that we wouldn't behave in some of the same or similar fashion? I like to think I wouldn't, sure. But I'm also basing that on my current mind state, based on my current, the experiences I have had. I think anyone who grew up in Anna's shoes would be susceptible to making the same decisions that she had, there go I, but for the grace of God kind of thing, But I think it's more than just the grace of God, because really the only similarities much of us have with Anna is just the fact that we're female, beyond that. But just, we don't know what experiences anyone has had that got them to that point mentally. Sometimes it can't be redeemed, though. I get that. Sometimes a person just takes things too far, where even if you gave them a chance to redeem themselves, they probably wouldn't. But I don't think that that's where Anna's at. That's my opinion, though. I don't know her. I don't know shit about any of them, really. So take it for what you will. That high guy. I want to be brainwashed. I got a dirty mind. But I'm gonna go ahead and play. Oh, wait a minute. That high guy. That is so true. But don't forget, our founding fathers were pirates. They were also highly educated Freemasons, something that is severely missing in today's education's substance. Are they standing outside the funeral home? I don't know where they're standing. I don't think so, because she was talking about the exchange as though it happened earlier in the day, like not just 5 minutes ago. And the funeral itself wasn't going to be until the next morning, because she mentions that in the TikTok video. So it sounds like maybe, I don't know, they went to the wake, or then went out to lunch and then did the TikTok. You know what I mean? Something. That's the impression I get, but I don't know. I could be wrong. They could have just walked out the fucking door. Who knows? Yeah, Queen Donnie. That's another thing too. Like, I sit there and think certain things, whatever that I experience in life, and I wonder, what if this had happened? What if I had this experience like 10 years ago, 5 years ago? Because like, oftentimes, like, even especially if it's something bad that happens, I sit there and I think, well, if it was going to happen, good thing it happened now, because I'm at a place where I can handle it, I think now, or I can react better than I, rather than if it happened like 10, 15, 20 years ago or something. I mean, there's so many variables to consider. And so, yeah. All right, I'm going to go ahead and play this or whatever this is here with Amy, because it's kind of shitty.
And it's just so clear to me that she doesn't want help, which is so unbelievably sad.
Let's try this again. Oh, that's all it does.
So that's the update. Literally, I was
okay.
We saw Anna. Mm-hmm. I was hugging my friend's mom, and I looked up, and she was literally a couple inches away from me. We were at a friend's visitation that passed.
I was hugging my friend's mom, and I looked up. Was she on her knees? Or were they sitting down? And then she looked up and saw it. I mean, just the way she says that, I don't know. It's like, I don't know, because whenever I hear someone tell me something, I picture it in my head, and I picture like she's like looking up and seeing Anna. And how are you hugging someone if that's the case? I don't know. And I also think too, like, this is a wake, right? So I picture like in most other wakes or whatever, any other wake, either the family is sitting down and you go through the I don't know, progression line or whatever, or they're standing up and you're standing up as you give your condolences. I never see anything other than those two. So,
y'all, what does she look like, Mom?
Oh my gosh, she looked so angry.
She looked furious, so ticked at the world. And
she's at a funeral, or whatever, services. Who the fuck isn't pissed off there? Especially upon learning what I heard about the person who the funeral was for. It's for a young woman who died of cancer. Who the fuck wouldn't be mad? Like, what are you talking about? Like, are you there like expecting a party and like, good cheer or something? I mean, and a lot of them say, this isn't, to mourn the loss. This is a celebration of life. But I mean, come on, there's always mourning. There always is.
And she's obviously right there in front of me. So I was like, oh, like completely startled by the fact that she was literally, I've been seeing her face after years, you guys. And I said, Anna, and I kind of patted her back, and she said, just give me space.
That's what she said. We gave her space. We walked away.
I gave her space. I didn't make it a big deal. Yep. Nope. You didn't hug her. And I walked away. So you guys, she knows that I've been talking about her and how.
That's your takeaway from everything. She knows I've been talking about her. She knows about me. And I mean, okay. And there's the post here that Katie wrote with this. I spoke to Amy Duggar Why is it Amy Duggar? Why is she not saying Amy King or Amy Duggar King? Like, what the they're so disrespectful, I think. I spoke to Amy Duggar tonight after she posted this TikTok. She was shook about Anna's behavior. Like, does she ever refer to Anna as anything other than Anna Duggar? No. As Without a Crystal Ball has reported for years, Anna has been lashing out and wicked to anyone that tries to help her or her kids, that wicked woman. But she persisted. Like that's what that sounds like to me. Anna is not having it and refuses to listen to anyone that tries to help her leave Josh. Is that what Amy was doing when she at this funeral? Was she saying, "Hey Anna, why don't you leave Josh and come with me?" Like, I mean, no, that's not what she was doing. And it's good that that's not what she was doing. But why are we turning it into that if that's not what happened? She is rude and cruel to people. So you mean the woman who was probably lied to and manipulated to convince to marry Josh, or at least I'm thinking that some of Josh's interests were withheld from the forefront there. My opinion, I don't know. So you're saying that this woman who married this man probably did a lot of things right in her life according to the rules bestowed upon her by this patriarchal society. She sounds like she did what was asked and expected of her throughout most, if not all, of her life. And then here she is. Her reward for this is to end up with a husband in the federal penitentiary for what? Like, how many years now? I forget. Was it 12? Or am I thinking correctly? I don't know. A lot of years. Over 10 anyways, I think, right? So her husband, who's also the breadwinner of the family, the one who supports the entire family, and there's 6 or 7 kids now or something. So she's now left with no future income coming in. She's left with having to rely on those around her. And her whole life, that's what she's done, is rely on those around her. And look at what that's gotten her right now. That's gotten her fucked. Okay. And now her only other choice really is to go back to relying on those around her. So not only does she get to live the rest of her life alone as the only adult in her house until, her kids move out. I mean, because let's face it, unless Josh dies, she's not going to be at all allowed to even consider divorce or remarriage or anything. So she's stuck. She can see the rest of her life right now. The rest of her life is living in exactly the hell that she's living in right now. I mean, sure, there'll be some good moments or happy moments when the kids, do something incredible, but she'll be the only one there to think about it with. Who's she going to share that with? She's going to have to drive to the fucking prison to share it with her husband then. And then she has some people in the family running to the media to throw those that she holds dear under the bus. Now, I'm not saying that these people aren't deserving of being under the bus. Sure they are. But I'm just trying to explain things from her point of view, okay? So it doesn't matter who deserves what or what's acceptable. It's just what she's experiencing. So she's seeing members of the family basically just throw those who she cares about on the bus, like her husband, or her in-laws, okay? Like from Shiny Happy People, for example. And again, I don't think Shiny Happy People was wrong, I think that they should have revealed or exposed more, but it's like everything she abided by and she aspired for in her life. And she did so because that's what she was told was to be expected of her. She did it. Everything she's done, though, has been to end up fucked over by life. And then she has Amy coming up there. Anna, the person who was seen on camera in Shiny Happy People, along with some of the other people in the family. And now this woman here, who she probably also knows, just has the loosest of lips with Katie Joy of all fucking people, And she just, the only thing she says to Amy is just give me space. Like, even if she said it all bitchy like that, like Amy's portraying, it's still all she said, right? I mean, if I were Anna, I can't promise that people who came up to me to say anything wouldn't get punched. I can't promise that. But Anna is not punching anyone, and they're still giving her shit. I don't get it. That's my takeaway from it, anyway. And and the thing is Anna could be at a point in her life, though, mentally or emotionally or whatever. It's some sort of type of crossroads where she could learn or really get to know or have a moment where she realizes the harm of this community, the harm of this way of life, the way Josh was harmed, the way Josh has harmed, the way other people have been harmed. She could have a moment, an epiphany, and it could change her entire life, her entire outlook. But she's going to have a hard time getting to that point if the people who are not in this community or who are not in this way of life are constantly bombarding her with insults and hate. You're not giving her any encouragement to better her life. If she thinks that attempts to better her life will only worsen her life because this is what she can expect. I don't know. I feel like I'm being awfully soapboxy tonight, and I don't like it. 12 and a half years. Okay. Todd Chrisley got 12. Thank you, OOH. Hi, by the way. Hi, Angels Among Us. Hey, Dirty Uncle Sal. Hey, Leah. Hey, Claudia. I don't know what I'd want to happen with my body if I were to die. I don't know. I say it like that because I don't expect to ever die. So, I mean, you guys can accept your mortality, but I'm not about to. But if I were to die, I don't know. I kind of like the idea that Molly Golightly was talking about, where you get turned into diamonds. I kind of like that. I really like that idea. I think. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to talk about that. I don't like that. I don't like that subject. Oh, blow the money or party, or blow the money on the party. I saw that and I just thought, oh, so you want them to buy cocaine? Okay. I want to be, the movie, what was it? Higher Learning, where the one dude was killed and somehow his ashes got mixed in with the weed plant. So when they smoked weed, like that dude's ghost came to, I don't know, came to life or whatever, so to say. And he helped his friends get into, was it Harvard or Yale or some shit? I think it was Harvard. Or Princeton. I don't remember. But I want to become cocaine. I'm kidding. Kind of. I don't know. One time when I was tripping on mushrooms, and I wrote this whole I don't know what you want to call it, explanation of whether or not there's an afterlife and how that comes to be and why that is and what it entails. It's actually kind of smart. Not smart, but like, I think it's a reasonable explanation. That's what I mean. Like, it's not like just totally insane. It's kind of rational. But again, that'll be for another night. I am going to wrap this up though now. Oh, no, wait, I'm going to finish playing this video and then I'm going to wrap it up.
And how I've been trying to reach her, right? She obviously knows that I'm putting this out there, that Anna, like, you don't have to be alone in this. We're here for you. We're here to protect your children, all of that. But y'all,
we love Anna.
This is exactly how she's demonstrating she can protect you and your kids, is by running to TikTok and putting all this shit on blast and throwing you under the bus. That's protection. You know, and I don't want to criticize Amy here. I don't, because I got nothing against her. She's a fine girl, whatever. Fine woman, sorry. But like, this is just one thing I say, like, a lot of times, like, you know, someone's mouth can say one thing, that their intent is this thing, but their actions often will show their true intent, which is often different. And that's what this is. Her mouth is saying, this is what I want to do. I want to protect. I want to do this. But her actions by running to TikTok and putting this all on a blast tell a completely different story. That's all.
We love children. We want them to get help. We want them to be free in this crazy nut Bill Gothard thing.
I'm telling you. So she made it clear tonight, though, that she does not want our help. Mm-mm. She does not care for our help.
Is it just me, or does Amy seem like really annoyed with her mom, like providing like background commentary? Like, she seems like she's really annoyed with it. Like, you can almost see the look of frustration come over her face when her mom starts talking or interrupts or whatever.
And that she's going to do whatever Anna does.
And there was a little girl with her that was crying, just
bawling her eyes out.
I don't know if it's
I don't know if it was Jennifer or if it was her oldest daughter. I'm not sure, but she was bawling her eyes out, and I didn't get it. She was like turning her head, so I couldn't really see who it was, but she was bawling her eyes out.
And tomorrow's the funeral, right?
Tomorrow is the funeral, so I bet the whole family will be there.
Will be there tomorrow.
But you know, you guys, I will never stop trying to defend children and try to protect children, and it's just so clear to me that she doesn't want help, which is so unbelievably sad. So that's the update. Literally, I was shocked. I couldn't even drive home. My mom had to drive home because I was like, I just don't even know what to say.
It's a mess.
I think that's a lie. I think she was just fine to drive. The way she said that, and the way her mom was just like tight lip. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Like, I don't know. I think that was just an embellishment.
Mess.
All right.
You saw Anna.
Yeah, it's so sad. Now, I think that Anna might actually be accepting of help, possibly, just not your help. She doesn't want your help, I think. Right or wrong. That's, I think, where she's at. All right. Wait, who died? So I guess the person who died, I guess, is here, let me share this. According to Kody, but and as much as I, you know, kind of throw some shit at Kody or rag on her, she does seem to get some things right. And this is something I would take her word for. Is that the person who passed away is the sister of Josh Duggar's attorney. And she goes on to say, Heather Story Skeisler passed away at age 39 after a battle with cancer. Heather was a social media blogger and influencer. According to her obituary, in 2009, Heather started a blog for her family and friends, teaching them how to save money on everyday essentials. She was a pioneer in the blogging community and social media marketing. She rebranded the blog from nwadeals.net to passionforsavings.com after realizing its potential reach, and has amassed over 274 million page views by helping families save money and manage their budgets. Heather loved to say, save where you can so you can spend where you want. And she loved to spend on family vacations. Heather's influence was far-reaching, with over 1.7 million followers on various social media platforms. She was always in tune with her audience and recognized the need to help families simplify their lives through meal planning and time management, which led to her creating menuplans.com and focusedlifeplanner.com. Heather is the sister of Travis Story, who is Josh Duggar's defense attorney in his criminal case. Heather and her husband also attended Cross Church, where the Duggars were members for a short time. Jill and Derek were members of Cross Church for years prior to their recent move. Amy Duggar King is very close friends with Heather's sister, Julie Smithson. The Duggar family has been friends with the Story family for a long time. Travis Story remains the attorney for Josh, along with co-counsel Justin Gelfand. Travis has also represented many members of the IBLP and associates of the Duggars. Heather's funeral is this morning. She is remembered as a passionate, loving woman that was actively involved in her church and with numerous charities to help children. She is survived by her husband, Jonathan, and their 4 children. She was preceded in death by 2 of her children. Oh. Please swipe to read the obituary. Sharing is information only. It's so sad. 39, man. It's so sad. Well, rest in peace, Heather. I'm sorry. Okay. All right. On that sad note, I'm now going to wrap this up. No, it's not something Katie wrote. It's not. She quoted the part or from what sounds like a good portion of the obituary. It started off with the quotation marks, but I don't think she ended it with the quotation marks. So I can see you don't really know where it ends, but I think that the whole thing was from the obit. She did a post about Anna doing crimes. What? All right. I guess I'll pull that up quick. What the hell? I didn't click on that. I clicked on the fucking. So annoying. All right. Let's see here. So I'm guessing it's this one. All right. This looks interesting. I'm guessing it's this one. Quit enabling Anna Duggar. She is vindictive, cruel, and tried to help Josh frame people. Things that someone who's brainwashed can absolutely fucking do, right? I mean, you can't have it both ways. She's either brainwashed or she's not, Friends, it's time to be very honest. You think people are your friend here? A documentary about the Duggars lied to you about Anna, but let me be the one to tell you the truth. Me, They told that she's brainwashed and doesn't know about her husband's crimes. They lied. Not a single person that spoke about Anna knew her position. They made assumptions based upon their own experiences. Well, at least they had experiences from which to assume from. What do you have? Without a crystal ball, Katie has interviewed 5 people about Josh Duggar's crimes. The U.S. attorney spoke about Anna's interference at his detention hearing. She's not innocent, and she's not brainwashed. She knows. Or she was just overwhelmed with despair and loss and fear over what was going to become of her now and her kids. Facts. Anna refused to allow CPS to interview her children. I didn't think she could refuse that. I mean, if CPS wants to talk to your kids, don't they fucking talk to your kids? I mean, how do you refuse that? To date, none of her children have been forensically interviewed by CPS. Like, what does forensically interviewed even mean? Because that sounds like more than just like a visit from CPS. I'll be honest. U.S. attorneys made clear that they believe Josh's kids are victims, but they have no evidence. I've yet to see them make that clear. I've heard or I've read that sure it's possible, it's a fear of those, but I haven't heard or read anything that they believe this to be the case, but they can't do anything about it because Anna's too powerful for the U.S. government. Many women are co-conspirators in crimes of CSAM. Wasn't this Covenant Eyes thing on his computer? Wasn't there all this talk about how these things were put in place and she believed that they were to be working or something, or they had an effect? I mean, I'm of the belief that if she were a co-conspirator, the federal government would have figured it out or found something to depict that as so. And then I'd be really curious to see how it is she would be able to say no to any kind of discussion or exam or interview by anyone regarding her kids. Anna actively aided and abetted Josh in attempting to cover up and frame others for his crimes. She made phone calls to witnesses to attempt to persuade them to remember things differently. Or was she calling people, pleading with them to what she believed to be tell the truth? How do you know that she was saying, I need you, you will lie, you will remember things differently? Or do you think maybe as a brainwashed person, possibly, allegedly, she was more like, how can you let Josh take the fall for this? How can you not tell the truth? My kids there, you owe this to my, whatever. How do you know what it is? I don't know which one it is. But I am of the belief that if the federal government had any kind of evidence depicting her being a co-conspirator, she would have been treated as such. That wasn't the case. Anna berates and verbally abuses people that implore her to stop protecting Josh. She also makes people's lives miserable that speak out against Josh. I don't think that's the case. I think she's angry. I think Amy and her mom had it correct, that she is just a very angry person. And I don't blame her. Anna sat through all the evidence. She knows that Josh is guilty. She says that Josh is innocent, but her actions all indicate that she knows he's guilty. What actions? How so? And who the fuck are you to make this determination? Like, what authority or qualifications do you have in human behavior that you can say that with any sort of certainty? I'm thinking none. Josh had multiple smartphones, despite Anna publicly claiming Josh would never have one again. What? Pretty sure he wasn't downloading shit on his fucking smartphone. Josh was a known porn consumer, and he kept this hidden from no one. Last I knew, porn by itself was not illegal. It's just specific kind of gross material was illegal. But if he was just watching regular porn, there's no crime against that, right? Anna called Carlin Bates and asked her to remember her purchase of a car different. Carlin purchased a car from Josh Duggar, and Anna tried to bully her to tell authorities she purchased the car from Josh Williams. Or maybe someone told Anna that was the case and said that they were lying, and she called and said, urged them to tell the truth. I mean, I don't know which one it is. I really don't. I haven't seen any fucking proof or evidence of these things that she's claiming. And I say that knowing damn well that they could absolutely be true. These claims she's making could absolutely be true. But why not provide the shit that proves this then? So, I mean, especially if you're trying to convince others that what you're saying is true, then wouldn't it be more convincing to offer up materials that support your theories, Anna knows. She knows who her husband is, and she knows what he has done. She is not innocent. No one said she's innocent. She is playing innocent. The number of people that have contacted me about being verbally abused and harassed by Anna related to Josh is in the double digits. So you barely broke 10. I mean, that doesn't, you say in the double digits. I'm thinking there can't be a high number into the double digits, because if it were, you would say like in the dozens, right? That could imply 2 dozen, or that can imply 6 dozen. But in the double digits means, all right, maybe 11. She's not meek or mild. No one said she was. Stop enabling Anna. Anna will never protect her kids from Josh, and the feds know this. Well, she doesn't have to worry about protecting him right now, does she? Because, well, he's in jail. See, I don't know. I gotta believe that if the kids haven't been interviewed or whatever, then it's because they didn't see an urgency in doing so at this moment. But I don't know. I just don't understand how someone can claim to fight and want to champion on behalf of women stuck in this abusive, misogynistic, patriarchal way of life, and then want to punish one of the main women, one of the people who've probably been not the most affected by this way of life, but probably maybe one of the most. Why is it that they are now the enemy and not the one most deserving of compassion? That just seems awfully hypocritical. But then again, that's what this is, though. This isn't about advocacy. This isn't about helping people. This isn't about empowering women. It's about just unleashing whatever pent-up hate you have within yourself at targets that you will catch the least amount of shit for hurling hate at. I mean, if you were to come out and start hurling hate at, say, I don't know, pretty much anyone else, like, I don't even know. Anyone. People are going to be like, whoa, why are you hurling hate at this person? What the fuck did they do? And you're going to catch shit for it. You're not going to go far with it. But if you're hurling hate at scumbags like this, or, Donald Trump, for example, well, there's a good amount of people who are going to have your back for that. Sure, there are some that are going to hate you for it, but you're going to have support. And then you get to basically hate on people and incite hate mobs and cyber harass people and get pats on the back for it. I think that's what this is about. I don't know if they've ever interviewed. Yeah, she said the term forensically interviewed. I get the impression that that's there's more involved there with such an interview. It's not just something that CPS might interview your kid about at school or something, it's more intense, I think. I don't know. But on that note, I have no idea. Angels asked, does anyone know what happened regarding the prison pics KJ was getting? I don't know. I mean, Katie, she wouldn't get in trouble for that. The only person who's probably going to get in trouble for it would be whoever it is took the picture, because they are the ones who had the illegal contraband, the cell phone. So Katie pretty much just ratted them out, probably. But she's a narc. That's what she does. All right, on that note, I'm wrapping up. It's 2:30. I'm going to bed. So good night, everyone. Thanks for being here. And I'm working tomorrow, so if I do stream, it's not going to be until late again. But I don't know. We'll see. Bye.